All right, so we are reading the story, The Invention That Dogs Are Barking About. Remember that this week, our goal is to think about how pictures and words in a text work together to help us better understand what we are reading. So today, we are going to read this short little article about this invention for dogs. This is one of my favorite articles that we get to read together because it's so interesting to me, and I really want to find one of these devices. So let's look at the picture first and see what information we can gather just from the picture and from the title. So the title says, The Invention That Dogs Are Barking About. So I know it has to do with dogs and barking, probably, right? Now, when I look at the picture, I see a couple of things. I notice the dog is wearing this device on his collar. And the colors and the style of it seem to match what the lady is holding in her hand. And since the title says it's an invention, I'm thinking that these two things go together. Oh, Marie, I'm sorry I'm lagging. Am I lagging for anybody else? I know that the Screencastify
You're not.
No? Okay. I know the Screencastify sometimes can make my mouse a little laggy, but I hope it doesn't make my voice or my video too laggy. Sometimes if you try to sit as close as you can to your router, Rocky, I am for you too. So your router is your internet box. Mine is a little white box. Yours might be a black box. That's where your internet signal comes from. If you try to sit close to it or like in the same room as it, that will help your internet connection as well. All right. So, and this will be on YouTube later also. So if your internet connection's not great right now, you can always rewatch this later too. All righty. So when I look at the picture, I notice that the dog is wearing a device on its collar. The lady is holding a device, and it kind of looks like a walkie-talkie, right? Like I see buttons here that you can press. It looks like there's a little speaker. It looks like there's a little speaker right here as well. So I see these different things on this device. So I'm assuming that that's what the story is going to be about. So now I'm going to scroll down and read, and we'll see if we're right. Oh, let's look at our close reader habit. We're going to underline sentences that describe the two parts of a device, and then circle the two parts of the device in the photo, which we just did. Do you know what your dog is saying when it barks? Now you can find out. A toy company in Japan has invented a tool that can tell you. One part of the device listens to the dog's barks. Then it sends the information to the owner's handheld speaker. The speaker plays a message telling how your dog is feeling. It can show 6 different feelings, including joy, sadness, excitement, and fear. The gadget comes with some extras too. For example, it has dog training tips and a health checklist. It also has a Bow Wow diary. It can even record barks when a dog is home alone. So that means if your dog is home by himself and you're at work, it can record those barks and send them to your device when you get home. So that way you can see how they were feeling when you were gone. I think this is a super cool invention because my dogs bark all the time. And I would love to know the reason why they are barking so that I can reassure them that everything's going to be okay. Or I can help them chill out a little bit so they won't bark so much. But I think it's a really great idea. So in the picture, we saw the two parts of the device they were talking about. We saw the part on the dog's collar that collects the barks. So it listens for the barks and records it. That's right here. One part of this device listens to the dog's bark. Then it sends the information to the owner's handheld speaker. And that's what the lady is holding. She is holding the speaker. The speaker plays a message telling how your dog is feeling. So that's what the two parts do. The one part on the dog's collar listens for that bark, and it records it. The second part, walkie-talkie part, is where you listen to the bark and you listen to the message. It says like, I am happy, I am sad, or whatever the message is that your dog is feeling. So that's how those two pieces work together. The pictures help me see what they look like and where they're placed, and the words help me understand what exactly they do. So let's move on to page 2. Just like yesterday, we have a chart to fill out where we are going to write information that we learned from the pictures and information that we learned from the words. So go ahead and click to page 2. The first one I want us to focus on is where it says what the photograph shows. It tells us right here what the photograph shows. What do I see in the picture? What do I see in the picture that helps me understand the story? You can either come off of mute or you can tell me in the chat. Say it one more time.
The color on the walkie-talkie?
Yes, we see the owner with the walkie-talkie. Very good. So the photograph shows the owner with the walkie-talkie part or piece. Let me get rid of this box so it'll fit a little bit better. So we see at first the owner with the walkie-talkie piece. What else do we see in the picture? Alejandra, what else do we see?
That the person records the dog with the thing that has on its collar.
Yeah, good. We see the other piece on the dog's collar. Very good. So the piece that listens to the dog's bark is on its collar. Great job. All right, I'm going to, oops, there we go. Change some colors here so it'll be a little bit easier to read. Okay. So the picture shows us the owner with the walkie-talkie part. And then it also shows us the dog with their part of it, right? With the part that listens to their bark and records it. And it sits on their collar. So I'll give you a minute to write that down. Go ahead and use your text tool, or if you're writing in a notebook, that's totally fine too. And then we need to look at, what do the words tell us? What do the words tell us that it does? How do those two pieces go together? Lupita, what do the words tell me about this device? What do the words tell me, Lupita? See, Natalie, help her out. What do the words tell me? What do the words tell me about these devices? What do they do? Need someone to tell me what to write. I've not heard much from the girls today. Not how to treat the dog. It tells you how the dog is feeling. Yes, Anais, thank you. So the words tell us that the device tells the owner how the dog is feeling from its barks. Good job, Daniela. Yes, it tells you how the dog is feeling from its barks. So it listens to its bark and then it goes, that sounds like a happy bark. Your dog is happy. So that's one thing it does. The words also tell us that the device has two pieces, right? Just like the pictures do. So I'm going to put that part over here so that you can still see both of them. So the device has two parts. There we go. Has two parts that work together. One part listens to the bark, and the other part tells the owner what the dog is feeling. I know you can't see all that right now, but I'm going to fix that in just a second. Perfect. There we go. So this device has two parts that work together. That's also something the words tell me. So I'm going to type that right next to it. So I'll give you a minute to go ahead and write that down. All right, so page 3 is our written response. We need to use the photo to describe what the handheld piece looks like and what you think each part does. Hint, reread the words to help you understand what you are seeing in the photo. So the first thing I need to do is I need to show what the device looks like in the photo. So I'm going to make my text box big enough on my first line here. The photo shows that the device has two parts. One part is on the dog's collar and it listens to the bark. The other piece is or I guess it says what it looks like. Looks like a walkie-talkie that the owner holds and can listen to what the bark means. So we have answered what it looks like and what each part does. One part listens to the bark, it's on the collar. The other part looks like a walkie-talkie, and it the owner can hold on to it and listen to what the dog's bark means. I'm going to put this in the chat as well. Oops, come on. There you go. That way, if it's kind of hard for you to see everything on the screen, because I know sometimes with the split screen that can happen, it is also in the chat there for you. I'm going to go ahead and stop my recording. That way I can upload it to YouTube later. So if you missed part of a page or if you just need to hear the story one more time, then you will be able to see it. Natalie, you didn't write everything down on there, babe. Open it back